What's going on, everybody? Mike McFarland here. I think today is the 27th, September 27th, 2022. Sitting in the studio as usual. I'm going to give you a little rundown about Lake Fork. Public rundown about Lake Fork. Let's get right to the board. I'm just going to leave the board up here right now. 39678, 39674 today. That is basically 6 feet 1/4, 6 feet 3 inches below full pool. 0 to 1 visibility at 76 to 80 degree parameter temperatures. Okay. Fishing's tough right now. It really happens every year after the big bass splash comes in September. I don't know why. 100%. I do believe, seeing it year after year now, that like I've experienced it, that it's just from the sheer pressure. Over 1,000 boats, 1,800 plus anglers. It just every year it seems to be that way. That for a week or two after those massive events, the fish they're mad. They're hiding. They're suspending. They're in open water. We have transitioning happening. We had cool trended. We had a flood that raised the lake 26 inches. We cool trended down, dropped down from upper 80s, low 90s to the low 80s. And then we warm back up again, and now we're cooling back down again. It's like a rubber band effect. So you've got a lot of scattered fish. There's fish in 2 feet of water still. There's fish in 10 to 12 feet of water. And there's still deep fish. But they are in transition. We've had the first day of fall. Officially, last Thursday was the first day of fall. On a trip I was out, it was so hot and humid, it felt like midsummer. It was crazy to say we're the first day of fall. But it's not abnormal. We've had it hot all the way till Halloween before. We are cool trending. The last few days have been huge, big cool trends. What I'm seeing in the lake, I'm not seeing heavy turnover signs, but I can't promise you, I'm not a biologist, but what I guess, I don't think there'll be a really big turnover, but there will be some turnover. But we heated back up. We didn't rebuild big thermoclines. And remember the flooding, the 26 inches of water raising, that really broke thermoclines. It gave fresh water to a very oxygen-starved, very hot, summer-fatigued lake. That August rain was ideal. So with that being said, listen, the Berkeley event's coming. It's several weeks away, but I'm kind of prepping you some things already to what to expect. There will be a shallow bite. The bait and the fish are piling up at the mouths of the coves and creeks. And from time to time, in the nighttime, the cool air cools the surface. Cool water sinks. So at nighttime, 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning, when you feel these brisk, cool mornings, you're going to find those fish a little shallower than you are midday or afternoon or evenings. So remember that the bait goes first. And you're going to follow the bait. The bass follow the bait. You should follow the bait. Which brings me to a point. I'm going to be doing a lesson here. It'll be a public lesson, and it's going to be called Staying in Front of the Fish. It's going to be a shorter lesson because part of staying in front of the fish is, first of all, understanding the habits and lifestyles of the fish throughout the year. For example, what do the fish do in spring? When they transition from spring to summer, where are they in the summer? When they transition, keywords, transition, when they transition from summer to fall, when they transition from fall to winter, and so on, winter back to spring. So you need to first understand where these fish are at each of these particular times. And then the transitioning is the keyword. When we go into transition is when you make your predictive moves and you start putting yourself and you start looking and searching in front of the fish where they're going, where they should be showing up to, kind of like a deer hunter, seeing trails and things, puts his tree stand in a place so that they come to him. A quick analogy is in spring, they're migrating from deep water to shallow water into the backwaters to spawn. If you understand the trails that they use, that could put the boat in the right place, and the fish are going to come to you on warm trending days as the water warms up. As it cools down, they pull back out. So in the fall now, so I'm prepping you for Berkeley. The bait moves first from the offshore deep summer water, and sometimes it's not necessarily deep. Sometimes it's suspending in the open water. So it moves from that to the mouths of the coves and then begins to migrate back. A lot of times at the mouths of the coves, it'll go right to the banks, kind of like spring, real similar. But anyways, watch for that lesson. Staying in front of the fish. It's coming soon. Fish-wise, I don't have a lot to tell you this week. Some of the same stuff. Still throwing whopper ploppers. We're still throwing top waters. The Berkeley bullet pop is a real good one right now. Real shallow early in the morning. Get to your plastics. The fish we caught last week, we caught on plastic worms, 8.5-inch V&M wild thing. And it was actually caught in 2 feet of water on a bridge pylon on a bridge corner. And then we had a double boat that day. One of my buddy Rich, the fish that they got were deep, 18 to 22 feet on a road bed, with a Caroline rig and a small swim bait. So, kind of go out and do your own thing. Here's what I expect. A few more days of cool trend. We start holding down in those 70 degrees, the backwaters are going to get good. Your spinnerbait bite, your square bill bite, your underspin bite, those are great search baits. You can go find those fish. First, go find the birds in the bait. Then start throwing some of those types of baits. Find those fish. And then potentially maybe switch back to your plastic worms, jigs, finesse jigs, things like that to catch more fish. But overall, the lake is in good shape. We're low. We're still super low. And yes, we could use a lot of water. But it's lake fork. So, okay. As far as a couple of the things I want to close this one out with, I put my reels up for sale. The Daiwa reels that I had and a bunch of real-time rods have gone up for sale because I received all my Abu Garcia stuff. I got a whole new arsenal for my clients this year. For 2023, we are booming with a lot of really cool stuff. All new reaction rods, all new worming rods, plastic rods, jig rods, all new reels, everything from high-speed 9:1 gear ratio. These things are awesome. They're really smooth. It's kind of interesting because when I was a little boy, 5 years old, the first reel that my dad ever bought me was an Abu Garcia 5000. To come back around is this many years later, see the level of change and improvement in the product, and then be literally using the Abu Garcia line. I'm grateful. So TIFR, that's the shirt I'm wearing. Texas Insider Fishing Forum. As I told you, we went to Florida, Brooke and I. We had a great time catching those ocean fish. The ocean will change you forever. Those fish pull harder than any fish I've ever caught. But the TIFR is who I have to thank for the Abu Garcia and Pure Fishing. Okay. So I'm not sponsored by Abu Garcia. There's no direct contract with Abu Garcia. But via TIFR, I made the choice to go Abu Garcia, and I'm very, very happy. I have 3 reels left on the Daiwa products that I used to use. 1 spinning reel. I believe that this is a Revros. It's a really good spinning reel. And then I have 2 more Tatulas. They're both, one's a 6.3 and one's a 7.3. They're both in great shape condition. I still have a lot of reaction rods. The real-time rods went away like that. I have just a handful of some finesse rods in the bait casting version. I have a couple spinning rods, and then I have quite a few reaction rods. If you're looking for some really cool crankbait rods, the real-time rods line is an awesome line. In fact, I bragged about it for a long time for good reason. It is super quality stuff. In fact, I'm the one that put together this design of what I'm selling you. I really didn't just brag about it. I lived it. It was a great rod. I created it for the most part. It's good stuff. So one door closes, another opens. Not to be redundant, I've moved on. And I really still recommend real-time rods. However, real-time rods for your rod repair. They do rod repair tips, guides, and they also do reel repair. And then don't forget, you get your magic reaction there. Okay. So other than that, guys, I'm grateful for your subscription. Thank you so much. Hit the like button if you find this good. Comment below. Watch for the future lessons here, and some other fall lessons that I'll be talking about. And here's another cool thing. Get your Alabama rigs out real soon, because Texas can cool down real fast. And it's all about bait fish in the fall. Okay? And aside from the Berkeley event, usually by mid-October into October, I get that Alabama rig in my hands and I don't put it down. It don't matter if I'm at Lake Welsh, Athens, or Fork. I'm chucking that Alabama rig and I'm catching fish. All right? members only. If you have not subscribed to members only, if you're getting ready to fish the Berkeley event and you want to know some really, really cool details, I am booked next week, several days. I'm booked a full week for Berkeley. There's a couple openings left. But I spill my guts in the members only channel. I tell you exactly what McFarland Fishing is doing, what's working, what's not working. I tell you exactly where we're fishing, what part of the lake, and I break it down so that you can fish in the right area and throw the right thing to have more success on Lake Fork. This is your invite. Come to the members only channel. It's simple. It's in the notes below. It's in the what you call them in the bottom of this video. You'll see the tags and all that kind of stuff, the info. In there, you can literally find the link to subscribe to my members only channel. It's super simple. $4.99 per month. You're going to get at least 8 personally members only videos that increase your odds of catching fish and catching big fish on Lake Fork. Okay? Thanks again. I'm Mike McFarland, the Lake Fork Fishing Guy.